I mean, it's a ridiculous situation we are finding ourselves in. The government has to take a firm position. Does it accept there was a loss, or does it say there was no loss?
Arnab, all I have to say is a hats off to Mr. Harish Salve for the brilliant lawyer that he is, has put the point so succinctly. What is the government talking about? There is that interministerial note from which Mr. Pranab Mukherjee today tried to distance himself, which comprehensively presents the entire picture. And therefore, now to say that no, it was formulated by junior officials, it does not, the inferences don't reflect my views, is pointless. Everything is out in the public domain, and now the court matter is going on. We'll know in a few weeks whether Mr. Chidambaram will be prosecuted or not. But you see, today the situation is that Mr. Raja can credibly claim that the policy he adopted had the approval of the entire cabinet. The finance minister and the prime minister were in the know of it. The note went to the PMO. PMO added 12 paragraphs to that note and sent it back. So this is a collective decision of the government. The Prime Minister, I dare say, is as guilty as Mr. Raja for whatever loss was caused to the exchequer.
Mr. Mehta.
I think, I think everybody is right. We are all agreed generally. But the details of the 2G scam need not detain us anymore. We know there was a scam because Mr. Raja is in prison. And the only doubt that we have is whether it's 1.76 lakh crores or whatever it is. We have that kind of thing. We also have today, from within the government, one minister saying that this scam or this loss to the national exchequer could have been stopped by the then finance minister. That is all on record.
Yeah.
But my disappointment with the government is that the explanation they have offered for that is an insult to the intelligence of the people of this country who may be Congress supporters.
Yeah, but so that's...
I mean, you cannot hope, I mean, I'm just wondering how after 7 days this statement was crafted and the government and the Congress party hope that they have put a lid on it. I want to understand their psychology. That after 7 days, this is the best they could come
Mr. Jagdambika Pal.
No, not only best they could come, but hope they could sell this to the country.
Okay, last couple of questions. Jagdambika Pal, my question is, there were many explanations. Explanation 1 is that this note was done by a lower level officer. Explanation 2 was that Pranab Mukherjee saw the note, he didn't approve it. There's a difference between seeing and approving. Explanation 3 was that this is an interministerial note, not from the finance ministry alone. Explanation 4, which came 3 hours back, is that that's not that. This is all, the over-enthusiasm of some official. Now, my question to you is that forget the media and forget the opposition. Will the JPC, the PAC take this at face value? 4 different explanations. Mr. Pal.
I think so. For note was definitely interministerial, and it was prepared by a group of officers and on the basis of the fact also, and it was stated by the Pranab Mukherjee in press conference today. So I think so the issue is absolutely now over, and the matter is already by the JPC also, and if the matter is already sub judice to the court also, so I think so even this note is also already even in the in front of court. So now court has to take decision. I think so. Now the issue which was arises only because of note. I think so. Now it is over. Note was definitely prepared by the now even Pranab has not denied this thing. He has said already. So I think so. Now there is no question that it was prepared by junior officers, whether it was prepared by
Congress
someone.
Keen to behind. That's quite
it has been on the basis of only.
Quick word from Harish Salve and Chandan Mitra. They're coming to last word from Manisha Priyam. Yes.
Just one sentence.
Mr. Pal, Harish Salve and Chandan Mitra want to make a point in response to what you said. Mr. Salve first.
One sentence. I assume that the government says that the last word on the note has been spoken. All the comments I have heard you sum up of what the government has said is relating to the authorship of the note. It may have some bearing on inter-se relationship between two ministers. What about the contents of the note? Has anybody said that the contents are wrong? I haven't heard that. And if the contents are not wrong, that's the real issue.
Nobody is saying that
Arnab,
content is wrong. Nobody is saying. Because that backgrounder note was prepared by the officer, it is definitely assessment of the particular issue, and it was given by the views by the officers. So nobody is denying that the contents of the note is absolutely wrong. Nobody is saying.
Arnab,
But then the content...
Arnab, just a very brief question to Mr. Jagdambika Pal, that if this note is of no consequence, if mere junior officers wrote out this note, why did you not submit it to the PSC or the JPC? Why did you try to hide it? Why is it that RTI had to be used to bring this note out of the government's coffers? And number two, just by saying the chapter is closed, and trying to be Goebbelsian, the chapter won't be closed. The country, its media and its people will get to the bottom of it, and the guilty must be brought to book and sent to jail.
Mr. Pal.
Chandan, you must thanks to us. We have brought a RTI only because of RTI.
No, fine.
This letter.
But now you are washing your hands off.
You must thank. And I think so. The
Yes,
government
but then why didn't you submit the note? RTI would not have been needed. RTI would not have been needed. Had you submitted the note to the committees to begin with?
Ladies and gentlemen.
It is a practice. Whatever JPC, you are a member of also committee, whatever JPC or PSC, any committee or chairman of the committee will ask for any paper, only that paper will be just only
Mr.
into
Jagdambika Pal, you are a veteran.
It is not
you are a
sufficient.
veteran and parliamentarian. You know that how will the JPC know that there is such note? How would they know? Please, Mr. Pal, I expect better. You are a very senior man, sir.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, over the last 1 week, we've been carrying this blurb on when we're covering the story, and it says truce or clash. At least on Newsar, I want to call a truce because you've all given fantastic views. My last question to Manisha Priyam is, Manisha, tell me, how does Sonia Gandhi come in all of this? Sonia Gandhi comes out extremely strong, doesn't she?
Well, she's
in all of this as a crisis solver.
Really?
well, she's very much in the background. So there's nothing much to be said about her. What we saw today was completely Machiavellian. The only thing that I would say was that if this is what had to be said, it would have been the rightness of a spirit if an undersecretary had just come and said whatever Mr. Mukherjee had to say. It didn't look very good that 4 cabinet ministers of this country came out and there were 2 lines saying, you know, that this is theatre of the absurd. So where do you give roles to people and to a big political leader like Mrs. Sonia Gandhi in all this? This was completely theatre of the absurd, and we'll have to live by seeing, you know, the next few years that the courts will now pronounce whether the collective responsibility principle was actually executed or not. So it's going to be sleepless nights for those who love the democracy of this country.
Well, Manisha Priyam, Chandan Mitra, Harish Salve, Jagdambika Pal, Vinod Mehta, thank you all very much for joining me. That was a fantastic chat we had. Look forward to seeing you all on the News Hour soon. Take a small break, and after that, the political story continues. Who's won, who's lost? We will look at, when we come out in 2 minutes, purely at the political impact of what has happened today in the context of the drama of the last 7 days.
Samsonite presents the News Hour with Arnab Goswami.